Well, hello, church family. It's time for an announcement of some of the things that are happening. First of all, this is the Advent season, so Merry Christmas. This will be a Christmas like none of us have ever experienced. And at the same time, I believe that God has raised us up for such a time as this to bring joy and cheer and peace that only Christ can bring. And so be a number of announcements as we get ready for those in the weeks to come to keep you on top of what's happening. This coming weekend, we have our Christmas tree giveaway, and you still have a time to find someone that you can bless a tree with. And we're using that as the opportunity for you to share the good news of Christmas with one of your neighbors or a friend or a coworker. You can come by on Saturday between noon and 5. And on Sunday between noon and 5, and pick out a tree. There'll be someone to help you load it. If you need help delivering it, we'll have some trucks there. But also, too, you can be part of bringing the gospel message of cheer, of sharing with people, and be part of our team. So if you'd like to be part of that, talk to Pastor Paul or just show up. And once again, there's still time that you can, even there, you can pick up one of the invitations or for a tree, and we want to be blessing people. On Sunday, we'll be having 2 services, not 3, so no 8 o'clock service, but we'll have a 9 o'clock and a 10:45 service. And yes, it will be outside. And so I realize it's cold, so bring a blanket, and would ask for your prayers because the elders are meeting on Monday, and we will be discussing what ministry looks like and how we can best minister in an appropriate way with COVID into the winter months. And so pray for us, because next week we'll also make another announcement and make it clear as to here's how we'll be handling everything from worship services to Awana to Refuge to Celebrate Recovery to home groups and all of our outreach things. Obviously, these things are impacted by the challenges of COVID that are increasing in our county and in our area. So let me encourage you to keep that in your prayers. Also, a shock to some, 2 weeks ago, I announced transitioning from this position into a missions position with SOS International. Last week, it was Jason announcing that he would be pursuing senior pastorate in a church outside of this area. And these things are a little scary and people wondering, gee, well, how did we come to this? Well, this has been a process that's been going on for several years. And I realize for some that this comes as a shock or wondering how come they weren't involved with that process, because these processes are very delicate as I'm trying to sort out God's will for my life and what the Lord is leading. And so it's the same thing as we have meetings coming up, Shine the Light meetings in January and in February, even one coming up on the 13th. Here's your opportunity to be participating in as we seek the Lord's will for the future here. I want to tell you that it's an exciting adventure walking with the Lord. And let me also encourage you during these Christmas time and the winter time, be looking out for one another. I know some people are lonely. They feel a little isolated. And let's look out for each other. Find every way that we can to be connected. Phone call. If we can do things face-to-face appropriately, well, let's do that. Maybe a little note to somebody. But we need each other. I need you, the staff needs you, and we're here to serve you the best we can. And we'll get through this with prayer. I wanted to read Romans chapter 12, just a couple verses. Hopefully it'll be a blessing. I urge you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, to present yourselves as a living and holy sacrifice acceptable to God, which is your spiritual service of worship. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is the will of God, what the will of God is, that which is good and acceptable and perfect. For through the grace given to me, I say that every man among you not to think more highly of himself than he ought to think, but to think so as to have sound judgment, as God has allotted to each a measure of faith. The book of Romans describes our proper relationship with Christ, our proper relationship with ourselves, and our proper relationship with others. It also tells us how the proper relationship with even our enemies. Chapter 13 is the proper relationship we're supposed to have with our governing authorities. So let me encourage each one of us as we continue to walk these exciting and challenging times to make sure that you're walking with the Lord, that you're loving one another, that you're looking out for your neighbor, and you're praying for our governing authorities. So much is riding on this. So let me encourage us to be a people of prayer. I love you very much, and have a great day.